Hi all, welcome to another Chess 24 Banter Blitz. It's 12:30 PM UK time. So let's take the challenges. The commutator from the top. Hi there, commutator. Right. I'll try and play a bit more sensibly than last week, the openings. So some of them are near disasters, but I want to have a little bit of variety in the openings. Hope audio and everything is okay. If you want to say audio visual check. All okay? Reassuring. Let's try Age 4 just springs to mind for some reason. I don't know why. Strange. Now if I play F4 and can he afford B4, Queen E3, B4 and Knight E4? Can he afford that? He might be able to. I don't know, actually. Oh, alright. Just in case. I'll guard the E-pawn here, just in case. Okay, let's see. Knight to G4. I can still guard my E-pawn. I'll do that. I might be threatening. I thought I might be threatening E5, but he's extinguished that. Can I try and get a knight to C6? Yeah. If he took, I take, and then knight C6 after. Maybe. Oh. Right, he's got a nice pin to exploit. What about C4 here? Oh, looks like an idea. Let's have a look at D takes check. It's not mating. It's something something to consider. Maybe it is with knight E6. No, let's have a look at this again. Okay, I think actually, yeah, knight C6 hits the queen. He has got things like Queen B4 after. Actually, there's knight F2 after that, so I've got to be very careful. I think I've got CB anyway with some compensation. So knight F2 CB with some compensation, I think. It's better than weakening my king there. So yeah, the two connected pass pawns here. Looks pretty good. Yeah, there's potential two connected pass pawns. Menji's got F6, winning the bishop here. Okay, I'm glad you didn't play F6. Alright. Yeah, there's a slight technicality, F6, okay. Yeah. I'm sure that the connected pass pawns were winning anyway. I've got coffee here. Yes, I've got coffee here. Let's win an exchange back. Let's protect this in advance of bishop e3. I don't want to drop f4. Let's play for b4, b5, b6. Okay, I'm going to drop g3 instead. But this is connected past pawn time. b6 looks killing. Alright, thanks for the game, commentator. Okay. Zaba. If it's pronounced like Zaba. I'll stick with maybe knight c6. Knight c6. If we get a game. Is he around? Alright, let's go on to the next challenge. You can challenge later, maybe. On F. Yeah, I'm not going to play a ridiculous opening. I think it was... I don't like the grob, actually. I don't know why I played the grob last week. There are interesting openings. You don't have to resort to the grob to play an interesting, fun opening. I don't know. It's good with Basman, but he knew about it quite a lot. So I think if you play unusual stuff, you've got to know the intricacies. So I'm just going to play this King's Indian attack system. Was used a lot by Fischer in his early career with great success, really, until he picked up more opening theory. I could have just taken that pawn, couldn't I? That pawn was just hanging there. I think I was intent on bishop h6. That pawn is still hanging there, but there's queen b6, rook a2, queen b3, rook a1. It's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. I don't usually like just taking pawns, but there's also rook e7. Let's say queen b2, rook b2. I think best is rook a2, queen b3, rook a1. The e5 break is tempting. Doubling rooks is also... This is just tempting to just connect the rooks so they're protecting each other. E5 break or not? What about just for a moment this? For a moment. Has he derailed my plans by any attacking intentions? Is the e5 break worth it? Maybe. And mind you, can take and then take on e5. Alright, let's tuck the king over for a moment. Can I do that? Just test this position. Alright, let's test this position. Try and gain a tempo. Maybe I can kick the queen out and then play bishop h6. Probably it might be desirable to exchange off bishop there. Might be. Oh no, I lose d3. c4 first. That protects d3 with the rook as well. So bishop h6 now, although my dark squares are weakened with this exchange. However, it might lessen his king safety slightly. To do this, I'm aware that, you know, I'm weakening my own dark squares. This extra pawn, actually, Queen A5, might be fun just to take, and then Queen A5. Maybe. Queen A5. Just saying, basically, I'm a pawn up. Let's simplify. Let's simplify. Oh, he's not letting me. Naughty. There is E5 here, and if he took knight E5 with a vengeance. So E5 looks dangerous. Where does the knight go? Rook A8, that's check. Okay, I'm tempted. Knight goes back. E6, F takes, knight G5, bishop G2, king G2. Alright. Okay. I don't know. But if the knight's going back to G8, though, it looks though he doesn't want to. He didn't really want to do that. It just looks as though the thing. It's not the sort of thing you generally want to do. I've got an idea. Go back to C3. I've cleared up this diagonal. I'm just giving him back a pawn. Okay. Mind you, this position with the bishop looks fine. That bishop's surely better than knight. I can play rook C7 and start thinking about things. G4, G5 comes to mind. Let's try and restrict that pesky knight. Okay, I've got a passed pawn. I think the bishop's still better than knight. I think despite what's happened, this looks like a small edge. Well, am I being completely optimistic? That's winning a pawn, isn't it? Or am I getting tacticked? Alright, his knight's coming in. Incoming knight. Okay. C5, C6 though is on the cards, supported by the bishop. Oh, that looks desperate. In fact, I don't need to, I can play better than takes, can't I? Can I play rook C7? Where does the knight go to protect the rook? Okay, looks good so far. I'll give him the pawn. This fragments his pawns, which must be good as well. And the rook's nicely on the 7th. I think I'll tie him down is to e5 for a moment. Bishop e4. So pieces are tied down. And I think I'm going to keep the rook on the 7th. There was once an IM that was doing well against Fischer, and he didn't keep a rook on the 7th. It's one of the ones in Fischer's memorable games. Keeping a rook on the 7th to keep the king at bay, I think is generally a good idea. Okay, let's not lose the rook. Technical point. Not stalemate. Thanks for the game, Olaf. Okay. Kaz. Yeah, I don't know if any of you have got Fischer's memorable games. There's some really good stuff in it. Let's play d4. I just want a bit of variety between e4, d4 and c4 today. I have played them all in over the board to some extent. I guess I have a lot of fun with my chess. I like experiencing different positions, different climates. I think a3 is not a good move. What I've just played is not a good idea. Oh well, why did I do that? What was I thinking? That's not good. He's got an exonerated Nimsa Indian. Unless I'm going to try quick d5. Quick d5. Try and maximize this bishop later. So knight d4. So any e5, there's knight f5. Any g6, he's weakening the dark squares for later. I'm just hoping after g6, ed, cd, he takes c4, bishop b2 later, then I'll be able to highlight his dark square weaknesses. Yeah, it just liberates the bishop if he takes that. c4 and bishop b2 later. I'm hoping this bishop's not going to be dead, basically. That's the key thing I've gathered from this sort of position. And the bishop pair. It's a celebration of the bishop pair. I can castle queenside, maybe. Then f3, knight moves, knight f5. All of a sudden, I'm on g7. Dark square weaknesses galore. h4, h5, h-file looks lovely. f3 does weaken e3. Okay. Hack attack. He's going to try and simplify. We could take on g2. Rook g1, bishop e4. Just there immediately. Threats, knight f5. Maybe a threat. Rook f5, queen h8, I'm not sure mating. This diagonal looks very painful for black. f3 might be worth playing f3, then h5 after. Have I just given him what he wanted? Some simplification, some respite, but he's still got dark square weaknesses. These are still, I think, relevant. One escape square is going to be cut here with knight d6 with tempo, which makes the whole situation almost mating instantly after hg and rook h8. It's almost mating. It's amazing when you cut just one escape square how close it is to mating. Who would have thought? Just one. I was only thinking of cutting one escape square, but all of a sudden this is mate. And in fact, bishop c4, I mean, I can take, but there's also mate here with g takes. This is very dangerous. It's funny, you know, even with the queens coming off, sometimes an attack can persist. I'm happy with this position. I have a small advantage, I believe. Kenko coffee, very good. In this sort of cup, is very, very helpful, I believe. Also porridge, if you're going to do a blitz session. Quaker, No, I'm not sponsored by them yet. Maybe I should I'll seek sponsorship as well. From Kenko and Quaker. Yeah, the combination of porridge and coffee is a very good combination. Okay, thanks, Kaz. Okay, Fenneman, hi. Do I want to play the Poxy Knight C6? It's too late. I was thinking I should do something else. We have a classic Roy Lopez position. Yeah. And I've often played G6 here in Blitz, so I'll play it here. Got to watch out for Knight G5, Queen H5, but I don't think it works. Bishop H6, thankfully. Otherwise, that's kind of it's worth considering the forcing moves. Solidity is only an illusion as far as human chess is concerned. I've looked at these. Well, when you do computer analysis of your own games, you see how actual a tissue of lies positions are. When you do any computer analysis, I don't know, the term solid I don't think belongs in the human chess dictionary, because it's just an illusion when we think of a position as solid most of the time. I think we hope some characteristics are solid visually, but the proof is in the tactics. Okay, I'm unpinning now, but this is dangerous. If I take that, you know, my king, I don't want a king hunt. Maybe, okay, knight e4 is probably dangerous, but if I get in queen g5, cheeky queen g5. Let's see. I half respect knight e4 now. It's 2 pawns, exposes my king. And in fact, okay, let's go with this. It's direct, it's unsubtle. Okay. Let's see, knight e5. I think my king wants to come out of this diagonal, you know. The king, I don't think, belongs on this diagonal when it can be on h8 here. King h8, rook a d8, knight e5, knight d3. That looks like an octopus knight on d3. Is queen g6 possible? I hope it is. There's knight h4. That forcing move is annoying. He's played it. Ouch. I think this king really has got to step back into bed here with king h8. Go to bed. Come on. King h8. This is causing me chaos, this king on h7. Chaos. King h8. Okay. Now I'm threatening queen takes. Oh, bishop takes, queen takes, knight g6 is funny. So I better play queen takes if I want to keep my queen, that is. Bishop takes, queen takes if I want to keep my queen. Just a small technical point there. Yeah. Okay. Can I not just take after now on h4? Okay. Let's see. Bishop h3 looks devastation to me. No, there's queen f1 after. Swing a rook in. Double the rooks for rook g6. I'm going to double the rooks, I think. Oh, bishop h3 was asking for it there. You know, mate. And again. Okay, thanks for the game, Fenneman. Shilling forward. Okay. Let's try. Has he got something against the King's Engine? What has he got against the King's Engine? That's what I'm interested in. What has he got? I think a6 has been recommended to me in the past as a way of slowing down White's attack a bit. Rook f7 is very thematic, attack and defense. Bishop f8, rook g7, h5, g4, that sort of thing. Pretty thematic stuff. That's a bit unusual what he's doing on the king's side. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know. That looks weird to me. Why is he teasing me on the king's side? Why? Rook g5, knight g4 is possible actually. I thought I just blundered the pawn, but maybe it's okay. Knight g4. Hitting the rook. If rook g6, knight f2, then I take the rook. On g6, yeah. So if I can get to play g4, that's really what I was punting. Really? Just wanting g3. Some tactics. Takes, rook g3, knight e4, say knight e4, queen h4, say king g2. Is g3 worth playing just in principle? Maybe not. This, in principle, is collapsing his pawn chain. It gives me knight g4 anyway, with the idea of queen h4. Oh, right, okay, well, it's only a dark square bishop. Well, it's usually weaker on the dark squares anyway, in the King's Engine. So I want to just play queen h4, coming up, queen h4. So queen h4 looks dangerous. In fact, bishop g7, queen h4 immediately. He can have that. Take the rook, please. Take my rook. Take it. Have it. Right. Doesn't want to take the rook. don't want to get my queen trapped with some technicality. Queen h3, I'm not sure is that handy. On the other hand, bishop g2, queen d3, I don't see how it's immediately trapped. I'm probably tempting fate here for an accident. Knight f2, there's queen h2 anyway. I'm hoping it's not that easy to trap the queen. Let's focus. Resources. Find the resources in the position. Resources. Okay. Nodge's rook. It also gives me... What does it give me? I'm having a ball here with my pieces, but I know I'm the exchange down. Feels naughty to be the exchange down. But the dart square bishop in particular. Knight f2 almost. If I have bishop b5, this is going to be destructive. For bishop d3 and knight f2 at some point. Oh, he's giving me his rook. Do I take it? Maybe I should. And then bishop b5. Oh, he's got knight f4. Am I messing things up? Oh, don't tell me I'm messing things up. Mind you, e1 is weak. He's got to watch about queen e1. So it's not entirely cut and dry, I think. Knight f4 takes queen e1. This bishop's nice cutting on this diagonal. Well, knight e5 looks at a very juicy move to play to reinforce. This looks very tempting, to say the least. 1, 2, 3. All three squares here are under scrutiny. Queen e1 looks absolutely devastation to me. End of game. When you play the King's Engine, guys, it's for Kasparov you play the King's Engine. For honor. It's nothing about winning chess, it's about honor. You look at the Kasparov games, you look at his games, and when you play it, you've got to remember that. Yeah, you're playing for honor of Kasparov. Okay? Thanks for the game. It stops being about chess for me. Seriously, I don't mean that in a funny way. I've seen so many Kasparov games. You're gonna check them out, and you're gonna know the patterns. Okay. It's out of popularity at the moment. Sometimes it's reeled out by Nakamura, etc. Oh yeah, who's that guy? There is a GM that plays it. I've forgotten his name. If you guys know his name, tell me. His name slips. Okay. This looks like a weird gambit. I've played worse, I think. Alright, I can cut the king in the centre. Let's have a look at this bishop f6 on knight d5 business. It's not working. Knight b4 could be a pest move, just causing him to create some weaknesses, I hope. Actually, I'm not really sure. What am I doing with knight b4? Is he going to castle queenside, in which case it could be useful. a3. Sometimes there's a tactic with knight d3 to factor in. Actually, there is a tactic with knight d3. Talking about it, because some IM's done that against me, and Blitz even. This sort of tactic is really quite annoying. I think here it serves a useful purpose to weaken the pawn chain. It gives me a backward pawn to target. Knight h5 to f4. It's always knight d5, that's the problem. Okay. Think about this. That gaping hole on d5. Parry it at the moment with bishop b7. Bishop a8. Let's protect this pawn. Oh, there's queen e6. I'm just worried about my queen there. I had a moment. I thought my queen was trapped. Okay. d5. Try and wreck his pawn structure. Use the pin. He can double rooks. Knight h5. I've got the pin. Bishop d5, queen e3. I've got the pin. The knight's probably going to be trapped the way I played it. There's queen d4 check as well, though. So I've got some difficulties. I have got some difficulties. f5, queen d4, knight f6, knight d5, bishop d5, ed, queen d5. I'm going to try this with the idea of knight f6 to rescue the knight. ef. Not clever, not clever. Oh. I don't mind this. Queen d5. He's shut down the f-file with this, as far as I can see. The f-file rooks don't seem as dangerous for the moment. Centralize. Keep things protected. Queen d3. If I do this, central, or clamp down on g4, maybe I should clamp down on g4 before doing anything. Rook e2, incoming rook e2. I'll throw in the check. The check here is interesting. There's also a check here, rook g3, h4, more to the point. h4, knight h5, threat, knight h5. I can keep the pin, or I can play hg and rook h1. I want to keep the pin here. So knight h5. Okay. I'm going to consider this again. Rook h1, queen g3. It fragments his pawns a bit. Incoming rook d3, queen h3, rook d3, queen e7, queen h3, queen d3, queen d3, knight e5, queen d1, queen g4. No, there isn't queen g4. Queen d1, queen d4. Simplify, but he's got two pawns. This ending is not good, but I'm forced to do this. Pragmatic, because my king is seemingly weak. To break his pawns. Push the king back. Oh, it's just winning. He can never take on f5. Thanks, as all missed. Fremy. Let's try an exciting opening called the Sicilian defense. Well, I tried. Okay. The Alpin is a pain. The C3 Sicilian or Alpin, pain. I'm going to do this. I've played this in over the board game with the idea of bishop e7 and g5 later when they least expect when they least expect g5, and that was an over the board game. And it's as if he's detecting I'm interested in g5. What is this, man? What is this? I'm playing g5 now. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe that was a subconscious move that emerged in the surface of his thinking. That I play g5 because I had a great over the board game once. French defense with g5. What is this? Thanks for the game, Premi. Pesho. Hello, Pesho. 1912. Time for some porridge, I think. Oh, it's going a bit weird. Oh, okay, Caracon, maybe later. Okay. This is supposed to be more accurate than knight c3 because of g6, or according to Wiki. Knight c3, g6, someone's specializing in that g6. Yeah, because now the point is you can play c3 to blunt the bishop. This is on Wiki somewhere, I assure you. Haven't made it up. There is a Russian GM that makes this point that knight d2 is more accurate than knight c3 because of the g6. Not making it up, I assure you. It never occurred to me. It's not even highlighted by Chess-Based Live Book. mind you, it's misleading. And a lot of opening books, when they tell you the number of games, you really want to know what the super GMs have played in the last year. You don't want to know the historical, what's been played. Well, you need to know the context, I think. That's my point. But okay. This looks dangerous. Queen b3, rook a3, queen c7, ef. Looks pretty dangerous on the queen. Knight g5, knight e6. I know going into a pin is not something you'd normally want to do, but here it seems fine. Because the pinned piece can be a liability. Okay. Okay, knight g7 looks good. Check. Take this guy. Time to castle. Soon. Thanks for the game, Pesho. Chess player 007. License to kill. Aha. This is more solid than f4. Bit of dynamic play on the b file maybe. Control of light squares is okay. d3 knight g2. Castle, maybe bishop e3 later. Yeah, bring some pawns to the center if he took. Queen d2. Queen d2. Or queen d2. Idea f4 maybe. Without losing the bishop. Queen d2, f4. Let's imagine he plays f5, f4 scenario. He hasn't. Okay. I'm more equipped, I think. Here. For f5. Options. Okay. a5, I can double his pawns. Okay. I think a pawn to the center. Or queen takes. My pawns. My king safety is weakened a bit with f takes. Maybe this is better. It swings and roundabouts. I think it's what I do with it after. It's a tricky decision, that, to me, because it's kind of weakening my king a bit. Let's play f takes. a6 looks very tempting here to unwind the knight. Wow. I'm glad I went with this plan. I've got some nice queenside play. Maybe c4. Anytime knight c3, there's knight d4. d4 for d5. Maybe d4 for d5. There's bishop c4. d5. Knight moves back. Not so easy. Maybe c4, c3, c4. Blunt the bishop, hold d5. c3 might be a target. This d3 idea. What is the idea? I can play c5 at some point. Doesn't work. Rook d8, c5, queen d3, queen d3, rook d3, bishop c6, winning a piece. Doesn't work. I can play c5 here. Which means I can play d4. He's got bishop c4. Rook d1, bishop e2, queen e2, ed, cd, knight d4, queen c4, check. I don't like allowing bishop c4 in a hurry. What about f4? Just put some pressure on his center. I try and isolate the pawn, but I'm weakening my king. He can play knight e5 to keep his structure intact. d4, queen d5 is a pain. King g1. Hopefully it's not terminal. There is knight d4 instead. Queen d5. Maybe knight d4 instead. Queen d5, queen e4, knight d3. Alright, king g1 looks okay. I'm losing that pawn. Maybe not f3 then. Self-pin time. It looks terrible in principle, but maybe it's... Oh, maybe there's knight e6 anyway. Nope. Okay, okay. Queen c5 is good, huh? Unfortunate. Queen e4 for knight f5. I'm on the back foot here. That's unfortunate. Queen e4 for knight f5. Rook f1 to cover some squares. c5, knight f5, queen d3. Queen c5, knight f3, king g2. Maybe. Having a knight on f5 is dangerous, surely. Covering f3 at least. Queen d3, queen c5, knight f3, king g2, queen d2, rook f2. I think queen c5 might be possible. Not ideal. If I have knight d4 after, rook c8, queen e7, queen c3, queen e6, king moves. I was hoping I can play king g2 here. Check this again. Queen d2, rook f2. Probably rook f2 here. Little trap with knight e7 as well. Have I gone into a trap? If I play rook g2, do I live to tell the tale? Oh, my queen. Just blundered the queen. Okay. Oh, what a moron. Oh, I didn't see that at all. Oh, what a total idiot. So unfair. I was doing so well. Well, maybe I wasn't doing so well. That's why I had the tactic, actually. That's the reason sometimes. Maybe it's not as good, the position. Okay. I plundered the queen. Alright. King's engine. Try King's engine here. Or Alekhine defense. French defense. Alright, this is a classic recipe. Queen a5 offers the cheapo knight b3, I've just realised. Is going to be alert to this cheapo, I think. Is he? Or not? it just occurred to me. A ridiculous, sorry. It just occurred to me, this ridiculous cheapo idea. I don't know, it's part of looking at forcing moves. I don't know, naughty. That's got some emotional. I remember Aaron Summerscale talking about this chess book, which missed this tactic totally. It was before the era of engine checking stuff, and I just remember this tactic quite vividly that he was going on about. He was just saying how some books are just terrible for their technical accuracy, but it was before the computer checking we've got nowadays. There was this line with knight b3. It was in the London system. Okay. d4. Can I not try and weaken his centre with this one for taking here? I'm just thinking about weakening his centre, if I can get away with weakening his centre. As long as he hasn't got some major killer check. Take time out to win this. Centre pawn. And if I take bishop c5, there's bishop f8. Oh, he's got bishop c6. That's a downer. Okay, let's not go into bishop c6. I really should have. I didn't need this hassle. Basically, can I just try and get the queens off and factor in bishop c6? Yeah, takes bishop c6 coming up. There's pressure on my queen side. It's not over. I gotta put his pawns in. I gotta put a stop to his pawns. How do I do that? Intriguing. This looks, yeah, I hate it. It's got compensation. It's always got compensation. Ah, why has it got compensation? Okay, A6, C6. Never clear cut. Rook B8. I don't know, he's going to have C6 or something. C6. Oh, okay. He might have had better there. He might have had better. I think he might have missed something there. I think he had bishop b7. Can I play this? Nab a pawn. Knight c4. E5 for e4. Knight c4, rook d7. Knight d5. Rook d7. Bishop b2 for bishop a3. He's got b4. Doesn't weaken him to play b4, does it, on this line? The check's interesting. For a moment. f4. Yeah, I think he has to take. He doesn't want to allow f3. Time to take this guy. Oh, I have to protect the bishop. It's getting tricky. Keep an eye on this bishop, I think. I think I should take cash out here because he deserves, yeah, I mean, he deserves better, I think, than what he's just done. Okay. I can take the knight and treble his pawns. This ending, how is that? Make sure I can take this guy. I've only got 26 seconds. Draw. Played. A tense one, as usual. Fun beat. This is going to be fun. Okay. Alright. Alright. I don't think he's around. Okay. On to the next game. Swiftly moving on. Okay. C Saba. C Saba. Okay. Knight F3 E5. So bishop E3, let's see, try and reinforce the center. Can I take here? I think G4 coming up, or Queen D5. Hold on to the pawn. Okay, so G4. G4. I think G4 is okay. Queen D2. I think G4 and Queen D2, maybe to castle queenside. If I can castle queenside, there's pressure on D4. But also G4 gives the possibility of H3 and bishop H4 later, as an example. Now if he wants to put a knight into E3, that's more testing, isn't it? Yep. Okay. I've been tested here. Much more than I would hope. And I mean, G4's, is it playable here? I can cover with H3 on knight E3. You can go for the D3 pawn. Queen, rook D8, Queen E2, Queen D3, Queen D3. Possibly G5. My light squares are creaking. Knight G1 might be necessary. I'm just thinking if I can surround this pawn at some point, this might be worth it. F6, there's Queen B3 to consider to get the queens off. E takes, Queen B3, Doesn't seem entirely without merit. FG, knight G5. I'm still looking forward to doing something with his pawn. There's a distant memory. That E3 pawn just sits there for all this. Finally, am I ready to take this pawn? Bishop drops back, rook e3, knight d6 after. That might not be that bad. There's two knights against the two bishops. Bishop g7, rook e3. Knight d6, d4, knight e5. If I can take one of the bishops away at some point. d4 and knight e5 looks good. Yep. I don't think he should play b6. c6, c7 looks too strong. Oh. Okay, let's check this. I thought this was strong. Okay, c7. Okay, maybe change plan. Take here. There's rook c6 plan. Rook c6 plan. His king can come to d7, but I'm hoping it's not such a big deal. I'm threatening to win the bishop. Thanks for the game, Sava. Okay, Livy. Hi, Livy. Try King's Engine. It was fun. That early King's Engine, if I can get it. Nope, not going to get King's Engine. Nope. It's not pre-move. There could be something which kills this pre-move. Wins the game immediately. Let's see. Not bishop takes, because then that wouldn't exist. Maybe something else. What would kill knight c6 out of interest? If I did knight c6, I can do it anyway. Coffee. I think this is good if I can exchange off the light square bishops, stick a knight on e4, e6 later, knight e4, use the g file. So e6, knight e4, h6. Maybe he leaves the rook on h1. Maybe he doesn't castle. E6 and Queen b6, rook c8 for knight d4. That's a plan. So e6, rook c8, queen b6, knight d4. That's another plan. Maybe more to the point than any g-file plan. There's a great book by Robert Bellin and Ponzetti about test your positional play. I kind of recommend it, actually. If you give you a choice of 3 plans with points associated with each plan, and so you can see where tactically or positionally your chosen plan might not be as great as you think. I thought it's quite a fascinating book, actually. I think it's got a reasonable good rating. Oh, thanks, Dutch Defender. See you later. Okay, so rook c8, knight d4 is an immediate threat. Let's see. As I thought, he might, not castle, just leave the rook there. So, rook c8, knight d4 coming up. Okay, I've got to batten down the hatches here. Protect f5, in other words. Okay. Okay, so rook c8 and knight d4 remains the plan. Okay, what about knight g5 then? This does weaken that diagonal, so whoa. Okay, knight d4. Knight d4 coming up. Queen b6. Okay. Yeah, where's the white king heading? Aha. Fascinating. What if I did this? And e5. The king's still in the centre, basically. e5 looks very logical. I'm welcoming a knight to f5. Look at this concretely rather than theoretically. That knight f5 might not be desirable. You can play bishop takes and then knight f5. Also, this pawn is dangerous. Maybe. Oh, do I just go for it? Do I? Probably. Let's just go for it. Okay. There's a check. There's rook e4 as an example. Which doesn't look too terrible, that example. Check and rook e4. So h7, king h8. Some pressure on d4. d4 is pretty secure at the moment. But some extra pressure might not be. I think rook c3's looking good. Win the queen. Oh, thanks for the game, Livy. Okay. Not Terminator. Termopfer. Knight e6 might be threatened here. Keeping tactically alert in the opening. Knight takes e6. Knight takes e6. Well, that was a quickie. Thanks, Tomoffa. Olaf. I'm not sure. Did we play Olaf earlier? Did I play Olaf earlier? Hang on. Let's give other people a chance. Did I play Olaf earlier? Anyone know? Is it someone that's similar avatar? I'm getting confused now. That's a Tau avatar, right? Maybe it's someone. Okay. If anyone knows, maybe I should play someone different. But anyway, I don't think he's around. All right. On to next challenge. Upside down rook. Oh, it's so solid. White's position. Oh. This is all the rage now, isn't it? All this stuff. Magnus Carlsen doesn't help. Plays the London system as well. Sometimes. All the boring stuff on the rage. All the rage. Mind you, he's weakening. I don't think he wanted this position. He's weakening dark squares. Now, knight f4 or knight d4? Knight f4 looks more dangerous. I'm going to go for it. It's around his king. Queen e3 does bishop h6 with the idea of knight takes h3, winning the queen. Queen d1. Yeah, I'm going to try and win the queen. Yeah. Okay. But my e5 remains weak. This tactic works, does it? I guess it does. If I play knight d7, he's got g3 all of a sudden. Crikey. That's something. I think that's intriguing. This bishop e5, rook d2, if knight d2, queen e5, if queen d2. Well, I'm thinking somehow his tactics shouldn't work here with bishop e5, but I need to prove it. He's not really threatening that for a start, because the bishop f4. So what if I just protect the e5? And don't tell me g4. It must be queen e6 for queen h3. In fact, next move queen e6 anyway. And he plays g4. There's knight g7 anyway. This looks too dangerous, just in principle. Knight f4, f5 as Ben Feingold says, or knight f4 if you're playing black. It's Kasparov's favourite location for a knight on f5 as white, or f4 as black. Thanks for the game, Dalton. Yeah, got a bit tactical there. I think this might be the last game actually of the session. Hope you've enjoyed it today. 1 fun, 10 boring. Quick internal poll. If you want to vote. Oh, thanks. Okay. So. My brother started playing some torturous music upstairs. I can hear in the background. Nah, he's quite good. The guitar. Yeah. Oh, this is an interesting moment where I'm not sure entirely my pieces belong. Okay. It looks logical to have the rook there. This looks dangerous. Yeah, if he goes for it. But is it? G6 on queen h5, queen h6, then if he has a few more moves, it'd be mega dangerous. I'll play this to avoid the dark square weaknesses. Trade-offs, though, it's how the follow-up really to decide between g6 and h6. It's all in the follow-up. He has to protect the central point. Yeah. And a logical thing might be this diagonal, to use this bishop's otherwise not very it's not doing too much. Okay, maybe it wants to do something. Oh, tactic alert. There is a check. Save the situation. Maybe more than save the situation. Maybe this is intentional. I don't want my king torn to shreds necessarily on g6, bishop g6. So I've just, it's a positional concession. Oh boy, it's a positional concession. Okay. Oh boy. I've been tricked. conned into this position, tricked. He shouldn't have this position with me releasing the tension. Queen b1, bring the bishop back, job done. He's got me to release the tension. I blame my brother's torture stuff upstairs. I'm being tortured. Okay. I can't even play f5 without dropping e6. Can I do this? It could be worse. He could be playing knights in white satin or whatever. Yeah, that really does me over. Okay. Don't tell me any of you like Knights in White Satin, that song. It's an epic, isn't it? It's a classic, iconic. Okay. This is so passive. I hate this position. Oh, what have you done to me? Rook a2 alert. Rook a2 alert. Oh, okay. Oh, it's nice to have released the tension, isn't it? It's so great when that happens. He's got a passed pawn there. Okay. Very funny. It doesn't even allow me queen a3. Very good. All right. Why didn't I consider d4? Well, because it's okay. It wasn't possible. Is there an active plan for black in this position of any sort? I mean, seriously, is there an active plan? I've got it. I'm going to play d4, as mentioned. I'm going to play d4. No, it's a way of losing. Let's not do that. No, it's not a way of losing. d4 and bishop g2. There's some compensation. I'm sure there's some dynamic compensation. Maybe not so sure. Not so sure now, because he's actually protecting g2. I was actually banking on trying to win that pawn. Okay, what a moron. Okay. When I say what a moron, I'm talking about myself, by the way, just to clarify. I'm playing for a loss here. Hold on. That pawn's significant. No, he's got passed pawns. I can't do this. While he's got a passed pawn there, I think it's best in this, from a practical point of view, I need to whip up something against his king. As soon as the queens come off, this passed pawn's a killer, basically. So let's think from a practical point of view. King h7. Alright, knight h4. I just want knight h4. He's going to play queen b5. It's a lot of hassle, isn't it? Oh, queen e8. It's bishop f8, I guess. Time pressure. Queen e8. It's going to make me know. I've got bishop covering there, over there. I do wonder if bishop f8 is worth playing. Given I've stopped rook a8 for a moment. I'm threatening. Oh, I thought I was threatening queen c3, which is now extinguished. Thanks. So generous. Oh, let's not blunder the queen there. Oh, let's get the queens off. I know, it's gone. It's gone. I think I'm going to get mated as well at this rate. I'd rather get mated than... Okay. Okay, on that note, I think I've got to go into hiding now. Okay. Okay, until next week. Have a good rest of the weekend. See you next week. Thanks very much. Remember to like the video on YouTube if you like it. If you like the session. Okay, cheers then. Thanks so much.